What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the DFS Dose YouTube channel. I'm Ben Hauver, joined by Joey Carrion, and today we are going to be debating a couple of top-tier running backs who have almost identical ADP right now, Dalvin Cook and Javonte Williams. Dalvin Cook going 9.7 overall on drafters, Javonte going 10th overall, so really back-to-back picks. Going to be doing videos like this all week, every week for the duration of the offseason. If you like this type of content, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Javonte or Dalvin Cook, what is your preference at this point in the offseason?
Yeah, so like you said, they're going pretty much at the same point of the draft towards the end of the first round. And I think they're pretty similar in terms of their fantasy upside for 2022. If I had to pick the running back that I prefer, it would be Dalvin Cook for 2022. I think that Dalvin Cook, albeit has shown that he will miss games throughout his career, he hasn't played a full season. I still think he's one of the only workhorse running backs left in the NFL that also has an opportunity for a significant role in the passing game, as he was on pace to have his highest targeted season of his entire career last year. And the Vikings just recently have shown no inclination to use other running backs such as Alexander Mattison unless Dalvin Cook is dealing with injuries. So really you have Cook, Thielen, and Justin Jefferson as the main guys in that Vikings offense. So I like how the offense is consolidated around those three top guys. And I think the touchdown upside is extremely high as well with Dalvin Cook. Obviously, like I said, the injuries over his career are definitely a concern at this point. And it's honestly close. It's not like I hate Javonte. I love Javonte for 2022. But if we're just looking at it from, you have one draft. That's it. One draft. And I'm at like the 108 and both are available. I would lean Dalvin Cook if I only had one draft to pick one of these guys.
Well, I just want to say that I'm on the other side of it. I'm definitely more favorable towards Javonte this year. I think one of the big reasons is that I prefer the offensive environment. And I don't even mean that just strictly from a Broncos versus Vikings standpoint, but when you zoom out a little bit and even just look in the context of the divisions, right? You've got 3 games per year where the Broncos are going to be facing the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders. I mean, you can't even tell me that all 6 of those interdivision matchups aren't going to have totals, 28, 29, 30, and above. You look at the Vikings games, I mean, they're going to be in what's likely to be a lot of, low totaled slogs, especially when within their division going up against the Lions, the Packers, the Bears. I just don't think the game environments are going to be as good. Meanwhile, we've got all these high-scoring potential games for the Broncos. They obviously upgrade to Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. Meanwhile, the Vikings are dealing with Mr. Limited in terms of Kirk Cousins. So I don't love that. And obviously the concerns with Dalvin Cook not being able to stay healthy are there. But I think that there's another concern that we may have started to see his decline, or not that I don't think he's going to be good this year, but we definitely saw a lack of consistency that we haven't seen in previous years. Dalvin Cook had 4 games in 2021 with under 10 fantasy points in full PPR. He didn't have a single game under 10 fantasy points in all of 2020. So I don't know. I don't think that Dalvin Cook is declining, but I think the upside for Javonte is extremely high, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, with Javonte, there's definitely a lot of projection involved because we obviously saw last year he split time with Melvin Gordon, and I don't think at this point we can't rule out a reunion between Melvin Gordon and the Broncos. Maybe they, look to the draft to bring in another running back, and it really just depends on the offensive system in Denver and whether or not they are going to run a committee, as most offenses in the NFL are a committee nowadays. But Javonte obviously has shown, just even in his rookie year, that he can be a really effective running back in the receiving game, in the ground game, obviously, breaks tackles at one of the highest rates in the NFL out of every running back. I just think with Dalvin, if he's healthy, the volume's going to be there. Since 2020, he is number 2 in the NFL in rush attempts. So obviously the rushing volume is going to be there when healthy. And like I mentioned before, he's a factor in the passing game. He was 4th on the Vikings in terms of target share with 11%. And I think his 2021, he was just dealing with injuries at various points throughout the season. He got hurt early in the year, came back. He got hurt in the middle of the year. Then he came back once again and got hurt at the end of the year. Like I said before, that the injury concern is definitely in play here, as he's shown that he can't stay healthy and play a full season. We know the volume is going to be there. We've seen the touchdown upside with Dalvin before in his career, and I just think that he's the last workhorses standing in the NFL, but it's definitely close between him and Javonte. And like I said, I still love Javonte for this year. And in best ball specifically, I will be drafting both. Dalvin Cook, I mean, he's just shown in his career that he's the guy, and I think that you're forgetting the most important thing of all. He changed his jersey number.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to tell you that that's a major knock for him. I mean, aesthetically, going from 33 to 4, the downgrade in swagger alone should knock him into being a second round pick, if you ask me.
I mean, I think he's more swagged out.
You like 4 over 33?
Yeah, and do you know what he said on switching to number 4? He said, and I quote, "You're going to see a version that you've never seen before. Something special." And that's just because he changed his number.
Damn. I didn't see
I mean,
that.
RB1 season overall might be in play here for Dalvin Cook.
It might be. I mean, I don't know. Let us know in the comments who you think you are taking. You know, if you're in this position, if you're in these best ball drafts right now, are you taking Javonte? Are you taking Dalvin Cook? I will say, if you were drafting on Drafters right now and you've never played before, you can use promo code DOSE for a free entry into their best ball championship, $10,000 top prize. All you got to do is deposit a minimum of $10 and they will give you a free entry. I have about 100 entries in this tournament. I have 15% Javonte and 5% Dalvin. So, you know, the way I've been playing it, I'm a little bit more favorable towards Javonte at about 3-1 in terms of my actual drafts, and that's how I'm leaning, but we definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts as well. Drop it in the comments below.